We have covered an abundance of topics on demons, possessions, summonings, which demons you should steer clear of, which summoning games you should never play, and some of the most terrifying possession cases in history. But we have yet to delve into the topic of demons that would be a joy to have around, ones that you should consider summoning because their powers could just grant you something extraordinary. For a cost, that is. So this right here is the top 5 best demons to get possessed by. And before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to a few of your comments. Let's jump in. In at 5, Sagon. Now, before we deal with the powerful demons that can bring about wealth and fortune, we should probably quench our thirst. And guess what? There's a demon for that. This dude's name is Sagon. He is both a king and a president. So be sure to bow down to him, peasants. When he shows up, he will look like a bull with eagle wings. What is more ostentatious than that? But that's beside the point. Sagon can turn wine into water, blood into wine, and water into wine. What more could you possibly want? I mean, if you wanted water that would probably suck, but you have wine now, so suck it up. Having a party? No problem. Bring Sagon over and he can supply your shindig with bottomless booze. The dream. In at 4, Asmodeus. We're getting a little raunchy with this number. Asmodeus is the demon of carnal desires. That's right, this demon is lustful as If you summon this demon, you'll be overcome with sexual desires, and a libido that would make any porn star envious. Yep. That's something I said. However, there is a downside to this raunchy demon. Asmodeus was quite the jealous guy. Back in the day he became obsessed with one woman, and on a wedding night he slayed her husband before they could consummate their marriage. So, be cautious when summoning this demon. Though you may be overcome with sexual urges, you may also be cursed with homicidal tendencies. But don't worry too much, Asmodeus is actually very easy to defeat. The 8th husband put fish guts on hot coals. The smoke frightened Asmodeus so much he fled to a completely other country. Yeah, a pretty drastic move for a demon. Not only does he seem to hate smoke, but he also hates water and birds because they both remind him of God. So, find yourself possessed and no longer want the lustful and homicidal tendencies Asmodeus offers, just take a little dip in the ocean or wander through a bird sanctuary. In at 3, Peyman. Now, Peyman is a demon king. Yep, he's goddamn royalty. He shows up in style on the back of a camel with spirits ahead of him blowing trumpets and banging cymbals. If you summon this king, you can get some pretty cool stuff. Not only that, but he will also teach you arts and sciences, which is ideal for me considering I failed science twice, but let's not talk about that. Not only will he educate you from the back of his trusty steed, but he can, I quote, bindeth or maketh any subject unto the magician if so he desires. Meaning, you want a slave or servant, he can make that happen for you. Have an enemy, want them to feed you grapes or do your chores, or just change the channel on your TV when you're too lazy to reach for the remote. They are bound to you and will do whatever it is you command. I mean, the whole thing is morally questionable, but hey, you're the one that summoned him. In at 2, Cameo. First of all, Cameo will come to you in the form of a bird. How majestic is that? Not only that, but his sole purpose is to educate you, specifically on the understanding of all birds, lowing of bullocks, barking of dogs, and many others. Therefore, getting possessed by him gives you the ability to communicate with man's best friend. Yep. We have all been dying to know what our pooch is saying when it barks in the night or whines at nothing. Cameo can grant you that power. He can also grant you the voice of waters, which I'm not really sure what that entails. Can you communicate in water, to water, or give you the ability to sound like water? You will never know unless you find yourself possessed by this cool dude. And finally, in at number 1, Ferger. Now, this dude is a literary icon who stars in the play by John Wilson, Ferger, or The Marriage of the Devil, from 1690. His sacrificial offering is excrement, so summoning him is much easier than our previous numbers. His purpose is to emerge from hell to the living realm to prove that there is such a thing as a happy marriage, and that men in hell who preach that their wives sent them there are in fact weak and sinful. When wandering the earth, he resides in France, where he is the ambassador, a title gifted to him by Satan himself. History tells that he is the strongest in April, so if you ever find yourself possessed by this demon, head over to Paris, the city of love, relax, find joy, and try your best to make a happy marriage. Well, there we have it. Would any of you want to be possessed by these demons? Were there any that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. But before I go, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, Top 5 Worst Horror Movie Remakes Part 3. Wonton110 quoted me, saying, "The kids don't even die, what's the point?" Lucy McPhee 2019. Yep, that is exactly what I said, and I have zero regrets. My only fear is that has now become my most notable quote on this channel. Should I be concerned about my mental stability? Probably. A little bit of everything said. The UK isn't just raining, mind you, it's also cold. Oh, so very cold and frosty. Hope you had fun in our little country. Thank you. But you know it's also my little country too, right? Or did you think this accent was just for show? Kong Vasquez said, that shade on Katie Cassidy though. Yep, she deserves it. I would drag her in every video if I could. I'm sure she's a lovely person, but please just stop acting. It's painful for us all. Benjamin Wilson said, can we appreciate how savage Lucy is? I appreciate how savage I am, and I'm glad you do too. I'm ready to drag all of these horrendous remakes with subpart actors who are as wooden as Legolas in Lord of the Rings. I have made that joke before. But don't even get me started on Orlando Bloom. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.